Bitcoin is your ultimate hedge against long-term macro fear, uncertainty, and doubt. One thing about Bitcoin is the fundamentals of it are largely distinct from any macro asset class that you can think of. And so now here we are at 94,000, and you have a lot of the people on these programs coming out talking about, oh, Bitcoin is decoupling from the traditional markets. Bitcoin is being used as a hedge. Bitcoin is being used alongside gold. Gold seems to be pulling back while Bitcoin is increasing. They're saying that maybe people are leaving gold and going into Bitcoin after, gold has reached all-time highs. Because of the fundamentals of Bitcoin, it has alpha that is uncorrelated to these traditional assets. With greater uncertainty around the world, investors tend to look at alternatives to their portfolio. And so when you start to look at Bitcoin, when you really do your homework and you do the research and you understand the fundamentals, just like in the traditional markets when it comes to stocks, the Warren Buffett way, talk about doing fundamental analysis, right? Being able to break down a company, being able to break down the company's products, being able to break down the company's income statement, right? The profit, the loss, price to earnings ratio, being able to break that information down is fundamental analysis. Well, if you can do the same thing with Bitcoin, simply by putting the time in, right? Researching it, understanding what it is, understanding what it isn't, you will come to see that, wow, in a time of fear, uncertainty, and doubt globally, which is increasing, something with the fundamentals of Bitcoin, right? The scarcity, its ability to store value that cannot be corrupted, its portability, okay? The way that you can transport it, unlike gold. Transport $100 million of gold from the United States to Europe and see how that's done. Transport $100 million of Bitcoin from the United States to Europe, see how that's done. It's a big difference. It's divisibility. The fact that you don't have to go into the market and buy one whole Bitcoin for 94,000. It's divisible into smaller units, similar to a penny that is called Satoshis. And so all it is a zero, the decimal point, and 8 zeros gives you 1 Satoshi. So you're able to break it down. You can go into the market with $100. If that's all you have, if you adopt a dollar cost average strategy, the same way that you should be doing the stocks, then you just dollar cost average into Bitcoin with whatever your investment opportunity is. Same thing. And if you don't think these institutions like BlackRock, JP Morgan, ARK Invest, if you don't think they've been buying while the price of Bitcoin was at 90,000, 85,000, 80,000, 79,000. If you don't think they've been buying, you're crazy. It's been changing hands, okay? You gotta remember, a lot of people were in Bitcoin when Bitcoin had no value. 2010, 2011, Bitcoin had no value. The value wasn't adopted until real people actually started trading with it, actually started trading goods and services for it. So you have people that have been in Bitcoin when you could mine a block and receive 50 Bitcoin per block. The current block reward is 3.125 Bitcoin to mine a block. And you have people that have been mining blocks when the Bitcoin reward was over 50 Bitcoins. So you got some massive whales, and that Bitcoin is changing hands. Those massive whales are selling to institutions, and these institutions are buying. And as these institutions continue buying Bitcoin, I can guarantee you they're never letting that Bitcoin go. The Bitcoin that these institutions are buying and have been buying will never see the market again. They're gonna hold it forever because of the value proposition, the fundamentals of Bitcoin. You have to research it, you have to do your homework, and you have to understand. And so the demand for an asset like this is increasing, and it's gonna continue to increase so much because of the fear, uncertainty, doubt, anxiety, and the market turmoil. You're seeing large institutional demand, all right? You're seeing international safe haven demand. You're seeing national treasury demand. You're seeing corporate treasury demand. So the demand is outrageous moving forward. So I'll be touching more on Bitcoin in upcoming videos, but for now, I just urge you to do your homework, do your research, do the fundamental analysis so you can understand what kind of asset and what kind of technology Bitcoin is and what it isn't. That way, no one can trick you out of your position. All right, y'all, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Give me your take on it. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at y'all on the next one. Peace.